What is your own religious background as a child?
I was born into a Baptist family in South Carolina. My father was a Baptist minister and my mother a school teacher.
Have you deviated from what your father taught?
Now, my father was not only a Baptist minister, but he was a builder and a contractor as well. For the most part, he dealt in building his own real estate business and the rental of his properties.
I'm talking about the religion.
Have I deviated from that? Yes, certainly from fundamentalist doctrines, as I call them. I do not any longer believe in the traditional heaven and hell, for example. In our philosophy, which we call the science of living...
You say our, is it yours or is it...
Our church. We believe that heaven and hell are states of mind within the individual, having their corresponding conditions.
Well, what happens after you die? Nothing?
I believe that life is just life. Life is expressing itself in me, through me, and as me. The same life is expressing itself in you, through you, and as you. And nothing ever happens to that life.
Do you come back again? Oh, I mean, I don't understand your philosophy or your religion.
Well, I do not believe that my life ever ceases. It will cease to exist in this form. And of course, here we perhaps get very mystic and abstract.
Well, tell me about it.
You probably have to.
What happens?
When you're talking about so-called...
You do not believe in a life after death?
I believe in a life which is eternal, life in the eternal now. I believe that...
Can you explain that to me, please?
Yes. Well, when I have left this body, which I substitute for, say, for the word dying, when I leave this body, I continue to live. This life which I am continues to exist, perhaps in some other form, certainly in some other form.
Do you know what that form is?
No, I don't. I really don't have any theories as such about so-called life after death,
well, then
because I'm concerned about life now.
Do you tell your parishioners that this is it, folks?
No, we teach people how to live now.
How should a person live now?
I believe that a person should live now enjoying health, happiness, success, and prosperity.
And
I believe that the only time is now, but it's an eternal kind of now.
I don't understand that.
I don't know really how else to put it when we are discussing this kind of thing.
I just...
Well, for example, yesterday is gone. Tomorrow never comes. It doesn't make sense to tell people about how you're going to live in heaven when you die. Here again, our philosophy prepares people to live now rather than preparing people to die. Whereas traditional religion teaches people how to die, the fundamentalist type of religion. But we teach people how to live now. And I believe if you live well now, the rest of it will take care of itself.
You've really got me confused. Bill?
Where does God fit in all this?
Well, here again, we do not teach a God apart from the individual.
Is this a humanism where you are God and I am God and we are all God in equal measure or something of the sort?
I believe that each man is equally divine. We say it somewhat like this: God in man, as man, is God. In our philosophy, there is no difference between God and man. There's no God in the sky, there's only God in you.
Do you use the concept or the man and Jesus Christ in your preaching or in your belief or philosophy?
Yes, we do.
Is he more like God than I am?
Let me give you our interpretation of Jesus Christ, for example, starting with the word Christ. To us, the word Christ means the presence of God in man, the presence of God in every man. This is Christ. The man Jesus is one who demonstrated the Christ. However, it is the possibility and the responsibility of every man to demonstrate the Christ, or the presence of God within himself, exactly as Jesus did.
And do you have a clue as to how we do all this?
Yes. First of all, by coming to the realization that God is within you. Jesus, for example, was constantly voicing his realization, I and my Father are one. Mm-hmm. And of course, the scriptures also say, as a man thinks, so is he. And so when you come to the realization that God is within you, God, good, divinity, whatever you want to call it, then you begin to express this which you believe is within you.
Are you familiar with the evangelist Marjo, the young man?
No, I'm not.
You're not? Well, Marjo has made quite a publicity smash, I guess is the word, with a movie called Marjo, and he says evangelism is a rip-off, a put-on, that evangelists are just out to bilk the poor, naive people who believe that by with a blessing cloth or a blessing plan, whatever it might be, that they're going to come closer to God, and that it's of zero value except for what they believe the value is. What would you say to that kind of criticism?
I say that the gentleman speaks for himself.
You really don't know who Marjo is?
I've seen the movie.
Oh.
You asked if I was familiar with him. I've never met him.
Oh.
I've had no personal contact with him.
All right, we have a common point of talking. What was your impression of the movie?
My impression is that this movie is one man's personal testimony of his own personal practices and experience.
And you hold him, I assume...
He does not speak for me. He does not speak for anyone but himself.
Yeah, well,
I thoroughly believe in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy what I'm doing. And I am helping people to believe in themselves. And this is the difference between my kind of evangelism and the type of evangelism which others may be engaged in. I'm not trying to convince people to believe in a God in the sky or to believe in certain religious doctrines or dogmas. As a matter of fact, I'm not even that much interested in convincing people to believe in me. I'm interested in getting the individual to believe in himself. And if I can get the individual to accept a positive, constructive, productive, creative belief about himself, then he can be and do and have the good which he desires. So remember, my only point is to try to convert people to themselves, not to convert people to a God in the skies, to some kind of philosophy of pie in the sky by and by when you die. So first of all, my purpose would not be the same as practically any other evangelist on the scene today or in the past historically.